So a national survey of more than 400,000 college students showed that 57% of left-leaning respondents were not proud to be Americans. Here's some of the findings in the survey. Only 38% of college students who identify as liberals say that they are proud to be American. Now contrast that with 73% of conservative students. Why is that not 100? Who say that they are proud of America, to be American. Now those students say that they are independents, and they come in at 59%, the independent squad, and they say they're proud to be American. So net, you got about 52% of students at progressive colleges who say that they are proud to be an American. Now that should have everybody very concerned. And it's not surprising. I mean, we just saw what was going on in Loudoun County and saw what those kids were being taught, and all over the country. They're told that America is uniquely evil, racist. You can't expect young people to have positive opinions about their country if adults are just pumping their heads full of garbage and brainwashing them to say that America, the republic, is flawed from its inception because it's systemically racist. And when you teach things like the historically incorrect, insanely incorrect 1619 Project, which purposefully lies and says that the entire revolution was solely fought to preserve slavery. And like I said, even some communists who are in academics were saying that they want to point out the historical inaccuracies of that because it made their communism look bad. No, this is our own fault. You know why? Because we checked out. We checked out as not just parents, but conservatives and independents, and even some of you old school liberals, the classical liberals, right? Now we are reaping the whirlwind of this. We've allowed progressive ideologues to seize institutional power in this country, particularly in our educational institutions. And now they're really coming to solidify K-12, K through 12 students. And why wouldn't they? I mean, you got to stand up for your children, and part of standing up for your children means getting involved in their curriculum. Are you a parent who will encourage your kid to write papers that are filled with critical race theory garbage so that they get a good grade from their professor? I mean, do you send your kids to Marxist universities, which is a lot of them now, actually funding indoctrination of your child? Have you sat back and fatalistically allowed your kids to consume lie after lie about America in school because you just didn't want the headache of confronting a teacher or the school board? If you answered yes to any of that, that's on you. It's on a lot of us. Everybody got complacent. And we assumed that our institutional leaders loved this country as much as we did. In fact, a lot of us parents assumed that our job was done after we helped our kids with their homework, helped them with math, signed their permission slip, made sure they had, 3 hots and a cot, so to speak, for the day. Now we have an uphill battle for the soul of our country, and our backs are against the wall. We have almost no institutional power. And increasingly, it appears that this poison has leached off of the campus and into every last institution in America. Corporations, the military, all branches of government. But there's one powerful group that this poison has not thoroughly corrupted. And this group is our only hope: average Americans. They're common. They're very common. Everyday Americans from all ethnicities, all religions, all backgrounds. And they're patriots who are suddenly unified in a very powerful way by their love of country and their love of children, which take priority over everything else. And they are rising up together. And so, a message for all of the woke school boards, the politicians, corporations, and military leaders: we do not consent, nor do we respect the brainwashing, frankly, and the indoctrination that you're trying to force onto our children. And remember, just like at the Loudoun County School Board, you work for those parents, you work for us. We are not passive people, not anymore. We tried to mind our own business. We try to go about our lives. We try to raise our kids, be good, upstanding citizens, keep our yard mowed, pay our taxes. You wanted our kids' minds. The worst mistake that anybody could ever make is to get someone involved who wants to be left alone. You're spoiling for a fight, right? Now you got one, right? We're your huckleberry. Together, millions of average Americans are remembering that they have enormous power to push back. Our republic was built on participation. Never forget that. We need only to get involved and the tide turns. I showed you that in my town. Record turnout, over 70% of the vote. That is not a community that is divided. And it was over 70% of white, black, Hispanic, Asian American families all coming together for the one thing that they unanimously agree about, and that's our kids. We only need to be willing to put something on the line. Yes. It may cost you something. Maybe it cost you some friends. I've lost some. Maybe it cost you a job. Maybe somebody's going to say something bad about you at the next dance recital. But you know what? That's okay. because our country's worth it, our kids are definitely worth it, and people have paid more. And frankly, we have no other choice. I mean, this is not hyperbolic. It's go time. If not us, then who? And if not now, then when?